Okay, so it's not a bed and breakfast, but it sure beats sleeping on the streets, which I don't recommend, and it could be dangerous. Actually, this is a very clean and well-run hostel, with all the facilities you could need, and then some. So remember how I said I was living on the edge financially by carrying everything in my wallet? Well, on the boat over to Ireland, I bought this little wallet. It was actually quite affordable, £4, which is about $6 or $7 US. And it's like this, just like a regular wallet. It's got a little snap thingy that you put onto your belt, like so, and then you hang this underneath your clothing. So, there it is. Ah yes, that marvelous British summer weather. Just smashing! My fellow Polar Club devotees and I decided to take an open-top bus tour. You can find them in most major cities in the UK, and now appearing in Europe. The ticket is good for unlimited use of the system for 24 hours, and you can get on and off as you please. It's one of the best ways to get to know a city, and once you've got the lay of the land, you can use the buses to get from one site to another. I highly recommend them, but do shop around first, as there are several different companies, and some offer more than others.
Oh, God is a God of love, but dear sinner, He's a God of wrath to those who reject Him. If I was to put a headline over my testimony, I would call it the God of the hopeless case. Before I was saved 21 years ago, in a prison cell in Exeter Prison in England, I was of all men a truly hopeless case. I was deported from Australia for criminal activity, later on deported from England for criminal activity. He does it from the inside out. It's a miracle of grace, God's unmerited favor. Believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and you will be saved. Nobody knows where it's gonna be. Stand by me. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. God only knows. Where it's gonna be. Baby, I can see it. Don't you know the golden wind, the rain don't know, it only seems to go away. Hey, hey, stand by me. Nobody knows the way it's gonna be.
Dublin is becoming more people-friendly, closing off streets to make way for pedestrian malls. The people of the city spill into these avenues, as do the tourists, and within a few hundred yards you can sample the city's character and culture. Could this be the next U2? I'm walking along, and I asked this policeman here, I said, what does the single yellow line stand for? He says, it stands for no parking at all. And I said, okay. So I'm walking along a little further, and I say, what does the double yellow line stand for? And he says, that stands for no parking at all at all. Okay, sorry about the cheesy Irish accent, but I wanted to share that joke with you. I heard it about 20 years ago, and I've got a lot of mileage out of it, but I never have been able to tell it properly or in the actual location until now. As with most Commonwealth countries, the public parks here are just amazing, beautiful, and relaxing places. They're great to retreat from the traffic noises and crowds of people, and to enjoy nature, all within the heart of the city. My wanderings brought me back to my last stop, Trinity College. Well, in this building behind me here is where the Book of Kells is held, written over 1,000 years ago by the monks here. The Book of Kells is the first 4 Gospels, inscribed in Latin with beautiful illuminations by the monks. Right above it is the long room, completed in 1732. Looks a lot like that. Yep, you guessed it. No cameras. This is a poem written by a 9th century Irish monk, and it's kind of been adopted by the Book of Kells exhibit here. It's called Pangerban, which is white cat. I and Pangerban my cat, 'tis a like task we are at. Hunting mice is his delight, hunting words I sit all night. Better far than praise of men, 'tis to sit with book and pen. Panger bears me no ill will, he too plies his simple skill. Oftentimes a mouse will stray into the hero Panger's way. Oftentimes my keen thought set takes a meaning in its net. Gainst the wall he sets his eye, full and fierce and sharp and sly. Gainst the wall of knowledge I all my little wisdom try. Practice every day has made Panger perfect in his trade. I get wisdom day and night, turning darkness into light. And that's the name of the exhibit here, the Book of Kells, Turning Darkness into Light. In Dublin's fair city, where girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive. So the offshoot of all my delays sleeping in and getting to Dublin basically a day late is that I only got to spend a whole day in Dublin, if that. And I only got to spend that day in Dublin because I decided to take a flight to Paris, my next stop, instead of my original plan of taking the ferry boat. Had I taken the ferry boat, it would have required at least a 3-hour train ride from Dublin, and then taking the ferry overnight to Paris. That was £80. For £132, I'm flying to Paris in 2 hours. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is I have no idea where I'm going to be sleeping tonight. I may be sleeping in the airport. These are the reasons why you need to book ahead. Way ahead. Have I made enough mistakes for you to learn from yet? I certainly hope so. Because I'm tired of making them. I finally made it to Paris, flying a budget airline, going into an airport that was about an hour-and-a-half bus ride outside of Paris. And then I began the great search for a hotel, since I had failed to book ahead. Soon after getting off the bus, I found a hotel that was only 465 francs, which is about $80. And I balked at that, and I looked around a little bit, came back. He had given that room away, and now it was 530 francs. Passed on that. About an hour later, after walking around mostly neighborhoods, I finally found a hotel that had room. So here I am, biting the bullet, paying about $650, about $100. A nice room, but still $100. It's only 2:30, so I thought, well, what the heck, might as well. So I'm going to bed.